shall we jump in?
Yes, let's kick off.
Okay, great. So I think first of all, what people would like to know is really what motivated QuASA to decide to publish Rolling Inspiration in-house, and then also, what are the benefits of publishing the magazine within QuASA rather than asking a publisher to do all of the work?
Mariska, the biggest motivating factor at the time, I would say, was the opportunity that we had at the time. It came at a time when we were given notice by our previous publisher, where in the past it was QuASA that gave notice to a publisher in the past. But at this occasion, we received notice that would be the way ahead of time, that would be the last issue that was going to be published, and that our relationship has come to an end. And we saw that as an opportunity. How are we going to go forward? And the most strategic decision was if we could, and I won't say attempt, because here we are almost a year later, and we set out the strategic decision was made to publish it in-house. And as I said, the biggest motivating factor was the opportunity. There's also some cost factors involved. We were looking at the market also, some things as the cost of printing, and the cost of running a magazine also, that was also one of the motivating factors. So we saw the opportunity to staff up and also to contain cost, and then also to have another stable product and project that can be combined in some of the offerings that we have. Yeah. So at the time, I would say that was the opportunity that we have, and then some other external factors that also motivated us.
Yeah, I think to
touch on some of the benefits and some of the...
Yes, sorry.
Continue. Okay. Some of the benefits, as I say now, and it was that we, as I mentioned now, we could staff up also, and then we would be able to set the pace and set the tone, and not be at the mercy of an external person that is, or external entity that maybe has certain, not demands, but certain obligations and requests.
Yeah.
So that was some of the motivating factors, as well as the benefits of us having the magazine published in-house.
Yeah, and I think it's, as you say as well, like just having that ability to decide what goes into the magazine and what happens to the magazine. So I think the next thing people would really want to know is, what does this really mean for the future of the publication, and what innovations can the readers expect to see from us?
We have amazing plans in place, as we set the strategic direction for both the organization as well as for the magazine also. However, we have been a little bit stifled in our progress due to coronavirus, as we say, and now we're sitting back and watching the progress. We had the opportunity to benefit from an innovative method that we used. Our very first in-house publication was a quarantine edition, and that was a completely digital magazine. There is no printed copy available. So for the collectors out there of Rolling Inspiration over the years, it's a sad day because you won't have a physical magazine to hold in your hand. But maybe that is a way to go in the future, because we saw that the costs were covered, and it was easy. It was actually easier for us to distribute an electronic version of the magazine. So that would be one of the ways that we will look at, or one of the methods that we will look at innovating. But what our readers and our subscribers and also our advertisers can expect is that we will innovate, and we will move to more digital content for the magazine, and also notice the slight differences into some of the editions that we had previously. And just to make the example, or to use the example of issue 3 that we're currently discussing, even the font has changed. So it's slightly larger print. So we do have slight ideas, but we will not come with wholesale changes where the identity of the magazine will be lost. but we do have strategic ideas as how to innovate as we go forward, especially in distributing the magazine and also in accumulating the content. And just one more element of that is that we also see that we have not only the published magazine, we have the newsletter also, and now the website also as an offering. We want to see where we can combine some of the elements, where we can have maybe more video content, where in the magazine you would have either a QR code or some way of relating or diverting you from the magazine to a website. But that is all in the future that we have planned for Rolling Inspiration.
Yeah, I was also thinking, you know, one of the greatest ways we are innovating is actually today is by hosting a webinar where people can actually engage with our contributors about the stuff that they're writing, to kind of ask questions, you know, have a bit of a chat, discussion about some of the topics that we cover.
Exactly. Yes. I'm glad you touched on that, Mariska. You mentioned that, yes, also. And Rolling Inspiration, if the brand or just even the title of the magazine, I was drawn to it from I wanted to say from an early age, but that would give much more away. But from since since I became aware of this awesome publication, the name always inspires me, because for me it has movement, it's active, it says it all, Rolling Inspiration. And for me also, that should be out there. It should not only maybe contained in a magazine, either printed or digital form, but it should all actually become a movement. But that is just some of my personal opinion, which I happen to enjoy, especially with the upfront column that they have, where I can express my opinion as a person with a disability.